Let me tell you a secret. There are plenty of other jobs or other career fields where you don't have to do it. Let me tell you. Let me be the first to tell you. Hey teammates, welcome back to Teaching with Tenia. In this video, I'm talking about the difference between early childhood education and elementary education because so many people get confused between the two. And actually, a subscriber gave me this video idea and I would love to break it down in this video. So let's get started. Starting off, I just want to say, if you don't like children, if you don't want to be dealing with children every day, neither one of these are the career field for you. There's a certain type of calling in your life, like you really have to be built for this to work with children in early childhood education or in elementary education, because either way you're working with the kids all day. And if you don't like children, let me tell you a secret. There are plenty of other jobs or other career fields where you don't have to do it. Let me tell you. Let me be the first to tell you. Because I see so many people get into teaching education or working with children in general and they just stay here for the paycheck, and it's like, are you here for the paycheck or the impact? And I feel like you as yourself have to come to terms and decide that within yourself, and nobody else can do that for you. First, let's start off with ECE, or in other words known as early childhood education. Early childhood education deals with more of the social, cognitive, and academic skills needed and from birth to basically preschool in that age bracket. So basically 0 to 5. If you want to work in like a daycare or in more of a pre-K and lower setting, this would be a great fit for you. If you want to change diapers, that would be great for you. Or also like initiate play. During this stage of development, children are playing like mostly all the time. That's the biggest difference between elementary education and early childhood education, is this stage in your life, children are just basically playing, and then you're watching after them and showing them those social skills needed to like use a fork, or also how to play with others. And I also feel like at this age, they're becoming more aware of themselves. So you have to handle those conflicts when one student just wants to play by themselves and another student wants to play with them, and how to initiate play and things like that. And then also during this age, I feel like it's so precious because you're forming basically the rest of their life. The biggest difference here is basically the age group in which you're working with, basically 0 to 5 or 5 to basically middle school. And they have totally different needs and ways you need to serve these students in these age groups different. Going now into elementary education, which is what I majored in, it was a tremendous, like just thinking back on my college experience, it was so much fun. If you want to check out some of my student teaching vlogs, I did vlog that whole experience, and I'll be sure to leave that in the cards above because I still miss my student teaching babies, even though like I had my first class. It was absolutely amazing. But early childhood education focuses on more of the primary grades that come after preschool. So for example, kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. So basically K through 6. And I know this could vary between state or even your licensure. I know that for me, I'm certified pre-K through 4th in a public school, but I can teach pre-K through 8th in like a private Christian school. So it just depends on the setting. For example, like my home state in Virginia, they get certified K or 1st through 6th, and they can teach any grades in between there in a public school. But it really just depends on where you want to teach, what you're looking for, and also how you best want to serve your students. Do you want to mold them when they come straight out the womb, I feel like, or do you want them to get adjusted to the world a little bit and then be able to focus on the academic piece and letting their light shine that way? Some other differences you may want to look into when trying to choose early childhood education or elementary education is the requirements and how long you want to be in school. For example, I took a 4-year degree, but I got it done in 3 years. If you want to see that video, go ahead and check that out as well. But I was just so eager to get in the classroom and start teaching. I never really had to think about which one I wanted to pursue because I know I wanted to be a teacher, and you could be a teacher in both capacities. It's just what age group are you teaching and what you're actually teaching. And I know they do have curriculums for pre-K or daycares and early childhood, things like that. They also have curriculums for elementary education, which is like what I teach out of. So you definitely want to look into what are the requirements for teaching both, and then also the salaries. The salaries may have a wide range of salaries just like teachers do because it depends on your experience and what you know. If you're certified in CPR or some other type of specialty, you may get paid more. And I really want to stress to negotiate your salary, because at the end of the day, like, you're taking care of kids and you should be taken care of as well. Definitely research salaries in your area or even outside your area, depending on where you want to live, work, and what you want your budget to be like. If you want me to create a budgeting video, be sure to comment that down below because that's a whole different topic for elementary education majors. But those are the two things I really want to stress. Look at the requirements and the salaries of what you want to be doing, and also the job duties, because that may range and vary depending on your school or even the needs of students you may be serving. Some schools may be even a smaller school. You may be a bus driver one day and then changing diapers the next day. You could be handing out snacks one time and doing administrative work the next day. So it really just depends on what you're looking for, and I would highly recommend you keen in on the job titles or job descriptions, because you may be wearing a lot of different hats, as a bunch of us do. Another thing I wanted to touch on is where you go to school. I feel like depending on whatever your expertise is or whatever you want to study, you'll be taking different sorts of classes. So make sure, and I highly stress this, making sure you look at the coursework. For example, for early childhood education, I had to do methods courses as opposed to CPR and just regular hands-on training. I also had to do an internship, student teaching practicum, as I mentioned before. And really, if you want to do early childhood education, you may just need a certificate and then just go ahead and start getting experience right away, which is great for some people. You just have to look for what suits you best. And I also feel like, what demographic are you trying to serve and how you can serve them well. For example, I know my personality type, and I only have patience but for so much. And I already knew third grade was my dream grade. However, in the summer, right after COVID hit, I was thinking about working in daycare. So I went in and I was like, oh, I could do this, but I cannot do that. And the fact that I would even have to do that was like, whoa, let me pump the brakes here. This is not for me. I love that age group and they're super cute. Being their teacher, I don't feel like I would have served them best there. So I challenge you, even though it may be really hard, to dig deep within to see what works best for you, but also what your capacity and tolerance level is. If you are in the teacher role in both ways, I really suggest that you think about how you want to carry out that teacher role. For example, do you want to be more of like a mom or like a daycare? Well, you're a mom. I feel like either way, mom or dad, if you're a male watching this. But I feel like, do you want to tend to them that way, like give them their basic needs and also socialize them to the world in which we live in? Or do you want to play more of an academic role like I do, where I'm trying to better them spelling, reading, writing, math, and teach them subjects that you know will be beneficial in that way? Yeah, I know I gave you a lot to think about, but before you jump into these fields, I really want you to take a look or consider some of the things that I have talked about. Of course, whenever you're looking for a job, don't forget about location, salary, negotiation, where you want to be, or even your career goals for later on down the line. But keep thinking about it and don't forget to pray about it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and huge shout out for the subscriber that mentioned this in the comments, because I feel like it will help a lot of people. So that's all I want to do. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.